Well, I studied visual arts in Mexico City at the National School for Visual Arts, that is part of the university. I was interested in philosophy and literature, but then I thought that the art practice also could have to do with those professions, but at the end it was going to be a more practical profession. The education is very classic there, so at the end I had to teach myself how to use a video camera, or all the process of my first production was very much self-taught. No, it was video installation or performance art, and well, we didn't have any class related to that, no, but that was my first production. And then somehow I merged my political interest with the art production, and that's how the Better Life Corporation project happened. I think with this project, the main focus was to respond to the urban context of Mexico City. So more than an ideology, it was this series of interventions and reactions to the urban context. And of course, that includes the institutions or the economy or systems. So at the end, these interventions had a more fixed structure and became this Better Life Corporation project. And I think it connects more to a strategy, no? And it comes with all my political interests, or at some point activism, but well, it's not me who classifies the project, no, it's just the beginning of merging these two things, no, the political sphere and the art practice. No, it was well, very much the systems within the city. No, I could respond to the public transport, like the subway system, the supermarkets, no, the barcodes that are used in supermarkets to price food, and basically I was interested in the products that relate to food and somehow survive, you know, in an urban environment. I think we don't know anymore how to grow our own food. No, if shops are not there, we are totally vulnerable. So that was part of the intention, also targeting supermarkets. Which other things? Responding to also the economy within the city, you know, the ATM machines, and connecting that to agriculture, distributing seeds for people to grow them at home. Here in Toronto, we are distributing the student ID cards. That has been the most popular product, let's say. No, it's a card that says you're a student, and then you can get all the usual discounts for students. And it's a card from a Better Life Corporation project, so it's not replicating any other student card. It's, let's say, it's an original from the project. So yeah, it's just activating those kind of what hacks or solutions or interventions in the urban context and the systems that we find here. I think After the Better Life Corporation project took place, I developed some campaigns that relate to the corporate practice, especially in Central America, like Del Monte Corporation and the history they have in exploiting that area. So at the end, if you are interested either in the economy or politics of a place, you end up finding the role of this big corporation nowadays. So I think that's has been a constant in my work in terms of themes or references, but at the end is a more general interest in how we can still find the gaps in the system, no? Either by articulating actions or including these political and social references as part of artworks. That's more or less, in general terms, how I see it. Well, at the end, it's the logic of the system, no? The capitalist system, it's very much that, like interconnecting countries or contexts just by generating all this structure of exploitation, no? And it's resources, but it's also related to the social structure. So also when I do research on a very specific social situation, you end up connecting the economy and the political practices. And that connects to the other bigger structure of foreign or multinational corporations. I mentioned the Better Life Corporation project, and here what will happen is that inside the gallery space we will be distributing student ID cards for anyone that comes and wants one. Also one leaflet that also teaches you how to make your own at home or for other people. So it's just presenting that product of the corporation. Well, it relates through the use of student IDs or any other form of identification to allow you entrance. No, you're always being asked to prove who you are, and it's very easy to generate something that somehow responds to that system or request, and I think they shouldn't be taken so seriously in general. No, it's so easy to generate identities nowadays, especially in connection to the digital world, that somehow it becomes a fantasy, no, that connects to the system we live in. But yeah, in my case, it has been working already for different situations or many years. Not that the student ID card, yes, it can give you a discount, but you can also probably enter a building just by showing that ID as a proof of identification, no? And it doesn't really have to be my real name. So it's both playful and kind of sabotage to these structures. As part of the capitalist strategies, publicity and all the visual elements that are present in daily life are also meant to guide us to what we desire or what we want to do with our lives or what we want to consume. That I thought that was a well, a very good visual channel to alter the content or give a different meaning to these very well-known logos. And at some point, I think I'm just in charge of finding the negative of this, let's say, like if you see it as a photographic positive, not to just find the negative of that positive in terms of the public information about a company, like I mentioned, Del Monte, that has a very long history of exploiting and messing with the politics of Latin American countries. So it's just finding what could be also this public information, but that is it's not positive. No?